Yo, what's good, people? Today I'm going to be talking about what I think of Tekken 8 and what I think of the direction of Tekken 7 itself with, well, I guess you could call it Season 5, but it's really patch 5.0. Obviously, we've had time to let things, marinate. We've had time to let things settle in. And I think I actually like the direction of the game. I think the new wall crush mechanic isn't as bad as everyone thought it was going to be. I think it does encourage more mix-ups, and I think they've been doing this ever since Season 1, and it's progressively gotten worse over previous seasons. But I think Season 1 and 2 were kind of like fundamental based. Tekken, I mean, some characters are really stupid in Season 1. This is the case of all fighting games. You can never balance a fighting game perfectly, you know what I'm saying? So I think what makes a fighting game balanced is the fact that most characters are viable for tournament play, or most characters are viable for high level play. So if we look at Rev Major and we saw what Rangchu was doing with Panda, he beat Atif Butt with Panda or Kuma, and so that just goes to show that low tiers are still viable in high level play. Atif Butt is probably top 2 in Pakistan at the moment with Arslan and himself. So it's like, you have, Ranchu's nothing. He's very good. He's a very good player, top Korean player. But when he's taken a character like Panda and beaten a player like Atif Butt, we can see that most characters are viable in the game. So I think Tekken is a balanced game for the most part. Obviously, you've got the top tiers and stuff, but I like the direction of the game. I just don't like the direction they're taking with mix-up potential, because every season they increase mix-up potential with strings that have no business being mix-ups, if that makes sense. So I like Tekken 7 5.0, even though my own character got nerfed. It's not that deep for me personally, but I think the direction, the nerfing of certain characters, like Devil Jin got nerfed, for example. He's still very strong, but I think his mix-up potential in neutral isn't as strong. Like, yes, you still got the threat of the Hell Sweep, but the Upward 4 is way weaker, and really he doesn't have many brain dead mids like that. Like, Upward 4 was really brain dead, and I don't think he has any other brain dead mids that are really accessible like that without some sort of execution. Like, you have back forward 2 laser scraper, but like, I think to get that out of a wave dash does require some execution, so he's not as brain dead. I think electrics are still really strong. I think it's the best move in the game for me personally, so that needs touching. But yeah, overall I think I do enjoy Tekken 7 5.0 in this current state of the game. So okay, moving on to Tekken 8. So if we look at the trailer, I've got it in the background, hopefully it's not too loud, but I obviously this trailer it could be CGI, it could not, it could be, they say it's been taken from the game, but we never know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't record it, so I don't know what the original source of the content is. They could be recording it from PS5, it could have been a trailer, generated by a computer, you know what I mean? So we never know. It could be a blend of both, it could be just gameplay, it could be CGI, but I think they have done something to the cinematics to make it look more the moves more exaggerated. But I think looking at this trailer, it's not a lot to go by, but I think they are focusing more on neutral. So if you look at certain moves, and I'm going to compare them to Tekken 7, so this move did not push back like that. I don't think it pushed back, but really it's this move that I want to talk about. This move forced crouch before, and I think it was -3 or something like that. So like, he could step and he could bait retaliation and kill you for it. So I think it's very advantageous for a Kaz player to do forward 4-3 in Tekken 7, because it forces crouch, and that's also a big thing in Tekken. Forcing crouch is really big. Like, even if I'm forced crouch -1, that's really big, because he can jab me out of anything I do, because while standing 4 is I11 and jab is I10 mostly. So if I even do the fastest move out of my while standing state, I get hit. So it's a very weird position to be in, full crouch in Tekken 7. And I think this not forcing crouch anymore is a kind of telling sign that they're going to, let me do it half speed. They're focusing on neutral a bit more. I mean, it could just be like the trailer and then, you know, exaggerating stuff, but I'm liking the look of the game, man. Like, the graphics are sick. I think the only thing with that is how consoles are gonna deal with that, because that's still gonna be the tournament standard consoles. PS5. I mean, PS5s are hard to get already, but I mean, if Sony's in charge of like Evo and stuff, surely they're gonna help out with that. So I don't think the console thing is an issue. I think how the game runs on console is an issue, because if we think about tournaments now and how Tekken is dealt with on PS4, if you compare like PS4 to PC experience offline, you're gonna find that PC is a very much more smooth experience, if that makes sense, just because, well, firstly, it has less input lag, native input lag, than PS4. I think PS4, I'm not going to get into the frames because I don't know exactly what the frame time is and the frame latency, but I do know that PS4 has much more frame latency than PC with VSync off, because really you want to play with VSync off, I guess, for the best experience. I mean, if you want to train for PS4, I guess you could enable VSync, but doing that, it actually has more input lag than PS4. So I always play with VSync off. So I think as long as they can nail like the experience on consoles, I think this game will be really good. I'm liking the look of it so far. I really am. Like, obviously this is just a trailer at the end of the day. Look, you see that he still has a count it down for 2 perfect electric launch, and look, so I think the tailspin system is back, because look at the animation when he does a back 4, which in Tekken 7 is a tailspin attack, back 4, boom. So he spins round and he's still in juggle state, then he does hell sweep here to knock him away, but he does an extra spin. So if you look closely, Kazuya does an extra spin from the hell sweep, from the low kick. So he does 1, and normally you see here, yeah, so hell sweep, and then he would have got hit right here, but he does an extra spin, boom. So I think maybe, I'm not sure how I feel about that, because maybe this hell sweep by itself is going to be a launcher now. I don't know. I don't think so, but I mean, it's possible. It's very possible. But I really like the look of the game. I enjoy Tekken 7. I just think it's too bloated now at this point. There's over 50 characters in the game, and every character has really good mix-up potential now, just because of the overbuffing and the overtuning of every character through every season. That's what I meant with like the progressively overtuning of characters, the progressive mix-up potential of every character from season 1 to season 5. But I'm still a Tekken fan. I'm always gonna like Tekken, so I think that's what it keeps players playing the game. It's just because they're fans of the franchise. So they keep playing the game at the end of the day. But I think we can all agree that we all need something new. We all need, the game's quite old. Like, the game came out in 2015 in arcades, you know what I'm saying? So that's a very old game. But yeah, man, that was my little Tekken 7, Tekken 8 kind of analysis, and how I think the direction of the game is going, where I want the direction of Tekken 8 to go. A little analysis of the trailer. Like, there might be some things that I pointed out that you might have missed, but yeah, man, that was all for today, man. Peace.